have a feeling it's just going to go down the same way it always has. Hopefully he'll learn his lesson, and I won't have to keep doing it till we're old men, because it's pretty old already, you know? Like, you can only hand someone their ass so many times before you're like, dude, learn your lesson, move on, do something with yourself, go to school, find a different field of study, you know? He asked if he could be trained, and I didn't feel like I was up to it, so I set him with this crazy old guy that wrestled by the name of Crazy.
You know, I started wrestling in 2006. Actually, he was the only way I could do that. I got a hold of him because, long story short, I was, watching him wrestle when I was 12 years old and he was 18. And, I kind of looked up to him and kind of thought, this guy's awesome. This guy's doing my dream and I want to get into it.
So I took him down to Georgia. He trained down there. And, man, after a while, I just got tired of seeing his face. He's got such a punchable face. I mean, next time you see a picture of him, look at those cheeks. Tell me you don't want to punch it.
Actually, my first match that I ever had was against Evan. And it was brutal. And I don't know, it just became the match to see after that. It got a little ridiculous because, then I would travel up to Knoxville. And, I'd go to Knoxville and I'd walk into the locker room and there's Evan Turner. And you look on the blackboard and it says Matt Weiss versus Evan Turner. It's like, okay. Go to Nashville. Same scenario. Every time. It was literally everywhere we went, we were wrestling each other. And the feud just started and it became the match to see. We came here to Cleveland. Same thing. Matt Weiss versus Evan Turner. Went to a show in Atlanta, Matt Weiss versus Evan Turner. And just ever since then, it's just been...
There's a level of trust there and a level of, I respect him, even though I don't like his face. So, it seemed like everywhere we went, people wanted to see me beating up Matt. So, I guess for the first 5 years of his career was spent with me just beating his ass every weekend. And then he started getting better, and he started, he's had a couple on me, but not anything substantial.
I was wrestling a show in Athens, Tennessee, and I tore my ACL and my meniscus cartilage. And I can honestly say that is the worst pain I've ever experienced. I've had broken bones, concussions, all that, but that took the cake right there. And it was actually, I was wrestling our commissioner, Tyler Sutton. And it was just an unfortunate chain of events. One thing led to another and it just snapped. No surgery, because no insurance, because I'm smart like that. So I took about a 5-year hiatus, didn't wrestle for about 5 years. Really started to bother me, like I just had to get in the ring. And another unfortunate event, a very close friend of mine passed away. And I got a phone call that said, hey, we're doing a benefit show for him. Can we count you in? And no questions asked. Not been in the ring 5 years. I said, yep, absolutely. And then ever since then, I've just been kind of taking it kind of slow here and there and, doing shows here and there. And now I feel good now. And I feel like I can go on a, regular schedule now and get back to what I used to do.
All right. One of the hardest parts of being a parent is keeping your kids fed and keeping them from dying. So you gotta feed them and make sure they don't die. Because even future champions need to eat. Nice big sausage.
Go outside.
Of course, I don't ever get hurt doing illustration. So, and it's hard. It's a difficult balance because they both sap my creativity, and that's like my greatest weapon. And I want to come up with awesome, terrible moves that hurt people, or I can draw awesome, terrible things of people getting hurt. So I have to balance the two out, and one draws away from the other. So I have to keep it in constant flux, you know.
You know, my dog's gotten a little older. I'm just kidding. No, I became a new father. What was it? 5 months ago, on December 22nd. Had a baby, a little boy, by the name of Finn. I'm a huge Dolphins fan. Make no connections. But yeah, you know, I always had my parents to help me out around here, and you know, if I ever had any problems, come to them. They recently moved down to Florida. It's just me and my brother living here in this town now, and I've got my lovely lady and my beautiful little boy, and my life's changed a lot, but it's pretty awesome.
In the past few years, I've had to step back from wrestling because I started off taking them with me to every wrestling thing that I went to, and then I noticed that I was having to do a lot more ER visits in the afternoon and in the mornings and stuff when they would do flying elbows and diving headbutts to each other off the couch. And so I decided to recede from wrestling a little bit, recede them coming with me to wrestling, just because it was making them more violent, and violence is something that is saved for, you know, teenagers and young adults, not for children. Violence is not for children.
And so I'm pretty happy with the way life's going right now. So that kind of gave me the thought that the timing's right for me to come back to doing what I love, which is wrestle. I was with LCW 10 years ago. I showed up there, a 19-year-old kid, kind of a punk, thought I was better than everyone. Got put in my place real quick by Lance Hoyt. And I've been just traveling the States ever since, doing what I love. And you know, I'm finally getting to wrestle for the LCW title. Feels like, you know, it's my time now. It's my time to show everybody, not just in the city of Cleveland, but everybody who watches pro wrestling, of what I can do.
Get.
I want to throw this away!
Get. You can wait just a second. There's a perfectly good trash can outside.
Brick by brick, stone by stone, I will not stop until I rebuild the walls of LCW. And I'm going to go ahead and say it, you all can recognize me as your LCW heavyweight champion.
I have a feeling it's just going to go down the same way it always has. I'm going to kick his ass. Shit's going to be done. Hopefully he'll learn his lesson, and I won't have to keep doing it till we're old men, because it's pretty old already, you know? Like, you can only hand someone their ass so many times before you're like, dude, learn your lesson, move on, do something with yourself, go to school, find a different field of study, you know?